Are you about to fly the room on ANA Airlines? Are you about to take a long-haul international flight in business class? Is this your first time flying business class, or are you a pro? We're going to get into a lot of stuff here. This video is for you. I'm going to get into the seat, the food, the service, and so much more. This was a 14-hour flight for me. Trust me, you'll want to know these tips. I've got 5 tips for you to fly the room on ANA Airlines, the Japanese airlines. It's amazing. This channel is about luxury travel on a budget. Here we go. Tip number 1, tickets, boarding, carry-on, snacks, food, all the stuff you want to know before you even get on the plane. These are my tips. Boom! Next, you need to know about luggage. So with business class, you get 2 checked luggages per person and a carry-on and a personal item. And to be frank, they're usually really loose about these rules because we take on a huge backpack, our carry-on, and then we normally have a bag with us with all our snacks and our waters and our Cokes and whatever else we couldn't fit in our suitcase. So they're usually pretty flexible because you're paying a lot of money, you're in business class, you're a little bit like more elite. I hate to say that, but that's just how it works. And you're gonna have plenty of overhead storage for all your stuff. And because it's such a long flight, you just want some comforts, So I'm gonna get into those in future tips, but you wanna get some comforts and all situated in your seat. So stick around for those tips. Boarding is different for every airline. We've been on airlines that board 2 hours before the flight. We got there 2 hours and they were already boarding. And they had already boarded first class and business class, so we had to go in line with the economy. And like with ANA Airlines, they're very strict, very on schedule. When they say they're boarding, when that clock clicks, boom, they start boarding. And normally it's a normal like 30 minutes before the flight or 45 minutes before the flight. International flights on average board earlier than domestic flights, so just be aware of that. I recommend you get there 2 hours early because you want to get your water, your Cokes, your snacks, all that kind of stuff once you get through security. And you want to get to your gate, be comfortable, be ready to board with your class and get on the plane and get situated. Because on a long haul flight, it really matters that you get on the flight earlier, because especially if you're in business class or first class, because you want to get, all your stuff situated, all the stuff we're going to talk about in the next tip. That a lot of people I know go first class, business class, think they don't need anything. They're going to serve me the entire flight with snacks and drinks and whatever, but you just don't know what you're going to get on a flight. You don't know if some turbulence is going to happen or they're going to run out of stuff. We've had 2 international flights run out of water. And so thankfully we brought our own water because we've learned, And so go get your snacks. You might want something salty, sweet that they don't carry. You might get a craving for something. And if you don't use it, take it to your hotel room. It's that easy, You'll have some stuff there and you'll save some time there. Can bring snacks from home. They need to be sealed. Normally TSA requires them to be sealed, new snacks. You cannot bring any liquids with the exception of breast milk. If you're taking a baby, it's recommended that you freeze it. It can't be more than 3.5 ounces per bag. And you need to tell TSA the minute you get to security that you have breast milk so they can handle you a little differently. But other than that, you cannot take waters, Cokes, anything. You have to buy all those after security. Some of you are okay drinking out of the water fountain, so you bring empty water bottles. You can do that. You can bring. I carry my Yeti tumbler. So I buy water, I like purified water, and put the cold water into the tumbler to keep it cold. It keeps it cold and the Yeti cold for a long time. But you can bring your own stuff. I recommend you do grab at least a soda or juice or something else besides water that you like, and something salty and sweet. Tip number 2, okay, you ready for this, guys? In-flight entertainment. One of the things that's most important on a vacation and a long haul flight, 12, 14 hours, sometimes 20. The longest flight is about to take off from Australia to London. It's going to be 20 hours, and it's going to barely beat the longest flight from New York City, JFK, to Singapore, and it's 19 hours. So even if you're breaking it up and taking layovers and stuff, it's still a long flight. You need something to do. And so a lot of you depend on the in-flight entertainment system, the touch screens in front of you to give you audio, to give you TV, movies, games and stuff to do. But the problem is sometimes they're broken, even in business class, even in first class, or sometimes they don't have the things you want to watch. You know, they don't have the inventory that's going to be something you're interested in. So in all my travel videos on flying and anywhere you go, always download stuff from Hulu, from Peacock, from Disney Plus, from Netflix, whoever you use, whatever you use, Paramount. Download stuff onto your phone, your iPad, even your computer, and download as much as you can, because you just never know when you get over there too if the hotel's going to have what you need. I travel with an Amazon Fire TV stick. I wish Apple had a travel stick, but I travel with that everywhere. It stays in my suitcase. Every hotel I go to, it gets connected because it already has all my apps. It's already signed in. All I have to do is connect to Wi-Fi, and I run a VPN sometimes in different countries so I can access USA content, and boom, I got everything right there from when we want to relax, which we rarely watch TV once we're there because we're so busy, but sometimes you just need to chill out. But on the plane, if they don't have something, you're stuck in that tube and you have no options. So also download your Spotify, your Apple Music, your Amazon Music, whatever you use. Download music, download audiobooks from Audible or whatever you use. Download podcasts. Have a ton of stuff that you can access as you need it, and do it on multiple devices so that if you need something, a bigger screen, or you need to be working and watching something, whatever you're doing, you have stuff everywhere. It's very important. Huge tip. With ANA Airlines, the room, I would give this 4 out of 10 stars. The entertainment was not great. So that's why I'm giving you this tip, because even though they had a lot of selection, a lot of it was older. It wasn't like stuff you really wanted to watch again. And we had a hard time. We ended up, for the first time in all of our flying, really watching their stuff on our devices for both flights, going and coming, because there just wasn't a lot on the system. It was a lot of Japanese stuff, a lot of foreign stuff that we weren't interested in. So just take note of that, we had a backup, and you want to have that backup for yourself as well. Overall though, the screen is super big, super nice, super clear. We did watch a couple movies on it. They do have an HDMI connection, but they said it didn't work. I don't know, I didn't try it, but I'm going to start carrying the HDMI cord to see if I can connect my content through the screen. Maybe that's why it's there, so that you can watch your own stuff on the big screen and not have to watch it on a little phone or your iPad. Tip 5, I'll get into more detail on tech and stuff that you want to take with you, so you can make sure you can watch stuff on your own devices if you need to. Are you guys ready for tip number 3? Plane food, in-flight food. Everybody wants to know this, because one of the things a lot of people like about paying extra for business class or first class is having food available to you and drinks available to you throughout the flight. And it's a big deal. And a lot of people fly only certain airlines because of this, or they're really picky about their food, or they're, want the experience to be really nice. And so ANA, I would give 5 out of 10 stars, because it's hit or miss. We had some really great food, and we had some food that was just like, ugh. I will say we tried most of the time the Japanese food, not the Western food. And so it was very like a lot of fish, a lot of light stuff. We didn't get full on it. Great thing that gets 10 out of 10 stars that I'm not even a ramen person, but their ramen is absolutely the best ramen I've ever had. And it's vegan, and it's crazy. We both had at least 4 each flight. That's how or two each flight, 4 the whole way going, 4 coming back, because we took 2 flights. But still, you can order anytime you want. It's on demand. You can order as many as you want, and it's a big bowl, and it's warm, and it's flavorful, and it's filling, and it's just really good. And they have some amazing drinks. They had this amazing drink that I really loved that was more natural and light and not soda-y and sweet. And I ordered a lot of that. They also have wonderful hot tea. I got a lot of hot tea. Don't need any sweeteners. They just have really great aromatics in them. And of course, they serve soda like Coke or Pepsi, Sprite. They serve a lot of alcohols. I don't drink alcohol, so I don't speak about that. One thing you never find on most flights, except in America, is you won't find Dr. Pepper, Cherry Coke, root beer, stuff like that. So if you like that, take some with you. If you have a connection, you'll have to drink it on that flight, because once you get to your connection, you'll have to go through security again, and you'll have to lose the liquid. So just note that unless it's a direct flight, to where you're going, you won't be able to take it with you to your hotel. As in tip number 1, just to go back a little bit, I highly recommend you bring your own snacks, because ANA had a lot of snacks and on-demand food. They had sandwiches and all kinds of things you could order on demand. Whenever you want to, just push the button, ask for it. But a lot of it just wasn't great. And sometimes we just wanted a salty chip and they didn't have chips, or we wanted some peanuts and they didn't have nuts. We wanted something sweet that wasn't like, plain food, like cakey, dense stuff. We wanted like some candy or something. So you just want to take stuff with you so you have it. One flight, we flew the entire time. We didn't eat any of our snacks, but we ended up taking it to our hotel room and we had stuff there, and it saved a trip to go to the store to get snacks for the hotel room. So just do it. Do it. Just trust me. You'll thank me later, okay? Tip number 4. This is the one you've been waiting for. This is the reason you're buying this chair, for the main reason you're buying this business class, the room seat. And it's because it's a lay flat. It's a bed in the sky. When you're flying for 14 hours, you get sleepy, tired, and you don't want to be sitting up like this, like... And trust me, I've done that. Whew, it's not fun. It is so much better to have that bed. And if you want to, you can ask them. They'll come make it up for you. I've had them make the bed up for me, and I've also done it myself. It just depends on if I'm really tired or I'm like ready to like lay down and go to sleep and I want it all done properly. It's up to you. You can kind of feel the vibe of what's going on too. If they're really busy serving food and stuff, they won't be able to do it. But it is so crazy. It's a massive space. 2 people could sit beside you and enjoy watching TV and stuff. So it's just huge bed. And because of the door, you really are in this like little pod. You can close the windows and black them out if you're on a window seat. We flew window seats and in the middle just to try it. We flew backwards and forwards. And so we tried a little bit of everything. I just wanted to get a feel for it. But the seats are crazy. I mean, it's just so beautiful. And because they're all controlled electronically, you can adjust them, get more comfortable, lay back a little bit, sit up whenever you want to. You have full control of them, and you can adjust them very flexibly. So that's really, really nice. Great leg room. But a tip, because the way the seat lays down completely, you really can't put anything on the floor. Anything that goes on the floor could get crushed or mangled, even your shoes. So there's a special place for your shoes, and that's pretty much it. Nothing else can go on the floor around you. Like in a normal business class pod kind of situation, you would better sit stuff on the floor or stuff in a little cubby hole or something, but nothing's down there for you. There are tons of plugs. I mean, there's plugs beside you. There's plugs up on your little shelf. Tons and tons of plugs. They have USB. They have USB-C. They have regular normal plugs. We take all of them because we're constantly charging our phones. I even charge my watch so that it'll doesn't run out, because 14 hours and changing signals and trying to connect to Wi-Fi and all that stuff will really burn it down. And I charge my battery packs for both of us for our phones, so that if our phones do run down, we can charge them that way. Just everything. Sometimes I'm charging mics and stuff and cameras because I'm shooting on the plane, so I can take you guys along with me. So I'm going to show you that. And so it's just great to have plugs everywhere and places to sit stuff. It's just really nice. I will say the storage was not a lot. I'm used to having some storage beside me, on the shelf, usually some down below me, down below my feet, or at least on the side, where I can stick stuff. And there's usually like a little door that opens up with more stuff either behind me or in front of me. So I was a little disappointed that they had this huge space called the room, but this little tiny little space to put stuff. So a lot of my stuff had to go up above me or sit beside me in my seat, and which was fine, but that's one of my negatives on the seat. At your seat, you have this very massive screen, which I talked about in another tip on the in-flight entertainment. But you have a massive screen, and it's touchscreen, but you also have a remote. So if you don't want to reach up or you're laying back, you can also use the remote and control it as well. And they even have an app that didn't work for me, but apparently it works for most people, that you can connect to the entertainment center and use your phone as a remote as well. So I thought that was pretty impressive. Another cool thing about the seat is this plane normally has a camera on the front of it and under it, and you can actually see the takeoff and landing, and you can change the view from the pilot's view, you know, out the front of the plane or down below you. You can look down below you and see what's below you, which I just think is pretty cool. I really found that really cool. Like when we were landing, the first time we were flying backwards, we were sitting facing the back of the plane because the way the rooms are configured, people sit like this, you know, one's facing back, one's facing forward because it's like a square pod of four squares. It's just cool to like feel like you're facing forward and look and watch the plane land. So anyways, that's just a little tip I've got for you there. The tray is really amazing. It slides out, it's adjustable, especially for a big guy like me that's normally flying domestic and just can't even use the tray because it hits my belly or it slides down and it won't go all the way down and it's really uncomfortable. This tray is really massive and it moves and adjusts to your comfort level. And so it was great to eat on, but also I got my laptop out and worked some. And it felt like I had a huge table in front of me the entire flight to like do stuff, set stuff. Very, very nice. Now you want to close that up when you lay down and go to bed, but otherwise it's very nice to have that out. Very easy too as well. Tip number 5. Tip number 5, here we go. We're trying to keep this video short, but you know there's a lot of information here I know you guys want. When you're flying the room, if you've flown it or you're fixing to fly it, it's going to be awesome. So this is tech must things have that you want to have on board with you to make it extra comfortable, to make it extra seamless. And so even though you're in this beautiful, nice seat, you have everything with you, creature comforts and stuff like that. So here's a list of things I take with me. I would love to hear your suggestions down in the comments below if you're a pro flyer, or maybe I just didn't mention something that you use and I don't even know about. So I can learn something new too to tell everybody here on Zach's Travel about it. So I always take my Bose headphones, my Quiet Comfort noise canceling headphones. Oh my goodness. These things are amazing. I thought they were super expensive and didn't buy them for years, but I had 2 friends when I was going to Rome, my first international flight. They're like, dude, buy them, take them back if you don't like them, but please try them. So okay, I said, Amazon's got this awesome return policy. If I don't like it, I'll send it back, or I'll go to, you know, Best Buy or Target or wherever, you know, and they'll take them back. And so I found them actually on a great deal on a Black Friday. We both got pairs, and I got the Q35, which I love. I don't love the new 45s. I don't know what they did to those, but they don't really work well. So I highly recommend the 35s. They pair really good together too, so you can watch the same thing together and share audio and all that kind of stuff. But these things are so comfortable. They really do cancel the noise out. It is amazing. And the sound on them is just perfectly beautiful. And when you're flying even domestically for 2 hours and you have a screaming kid or a dog barking or just people being rude and talking super loud, you want to be in your own space. And we sleep in these. I now have AirPod Pros that I sleep in because they're smaller. They still noise cancel and I can like lay more comfortably. But I've slept in these Bose. I really highly recommend these things. And I'll put all the links down below in the description as always. You can always ask me, but they'll be right down below the video in the description area. Now, the next thing you'll need is the AirFly Pro and the prong adapter for it, because some international flights are not one headphone jack. They're 2 left and right. So you want to carry that with you so you can turn your AirFly Pro into stereo. Make sure both sound is coming out of both ears, because I've learned that the hard way. But the AirFly Pro is this crazy cool thing that basically transmits any audio wirelessly to your Bluetooth headphones. And so you can connect it in to wherever. Some planes are in front of you, some planes are behind you, to the side of you, and the room is down here below you. If you're sitting facing here and your divider's here, it's down right here to you. If you're on the other side, your exit's this way, then your headphones are this way. It's the opposite of the exit. And they're just right there, you just plug it in, turn it on. It's super easy. It acts like Apple devices. It just connects up. You'll hear it audibly in your headphones say, AirFly Pro connected, and then you're good to go. And anything you watch on the in-flight entertainment center or listen to or whatever will come to your Bose headphones. This means you don't have this like long cord and you're like, you know, frustrated when you want to get up, walk around, go to the bathroom or something. You just get up and go. You don't have to like unplug or take your headphones off. It's just really nice. You don't have that cable like running all over you. I Highly recommend it. Again, I'll put the link down below. There's a white one and a black one now. So whatever color you want, they both work the same. Super easy to set up. The charge is 25 plus hours. It lasts forever. Again, we take all kinds of chargers, so we're constantly plugging things up and charging them, making sure they're good, they don't die on us. The night before our flights, we charge everything to the max, sometimes 2 days before our flights, which makes sure everything's charged. The Bose headphones also carry a charge forever. It's crazy how long they last. They're so good, high quality. And I've tried Sony, and I'm about to try the AirPod Pro Maxes. But the beautiful thing about the Bose headphones is they turn and twist down into this little case. So it's easy to put in your backpack or something and get them out and not carry them. Where the Apple Maxes are like these massive things, and they don't do anything. You've got to carry them around like that. So just think about that. Also, you want to take chargers and charging cables. You want to take a USB, a USB-C. You want to take an Android if you have any Android devices or anything that takes the old Android USBs, the little flat ones. We carry our Away luggage, which I've talked about on both of my channels, Zachus and Zachus Travel. If you haven't seen Away luggage, you've got to try it out. It comes with a battery pack built in. So as you're going through the airport, you can charge, and when it pops out, and you can take it with you on the plane or wherever you're going. If you're traveling around, you can take it with you there, and it will. It's just really portable, and it's TSA approved. We take it with us when we travel. I've taken it all over Bangkok and we flew so many airlines and different airlines and all over different countries and stuff. And it just works. It's just really nice. I also use this little charger that has a little display on it, and we both love it. It just clicks right in your phone, no cable or anything. It goes in your pocket, works great. You get at least one full charge out of it. We use that thing like crazy, so I highly recommend that. Again, links down in the description. Check out my Away videos. You want to check that out. So here's my bonus tip. You can travel in luxury on a budget. You do not have to spend every dime you have. You do not have to go and spend crazy amounts of money and even go in debt. A lot of people I personally know go in debt to go to even Disney World or cruises, and certainly to go internationally. But you don't have to travel that way. I have never ever been in debt traveling, and I don't spend like gobs and gobs of money. I look for deals to travel in style on a budget, to travel in luxury on a budget. I find amazing hotels that are just stunning and beautiful, 5-star, luxury pools and luxury rooms. We went to Dubai in utter style, but we didn't spend half of what most people I know spend. We also do a lot of research. We spend a lot of time looking for that deal, booking way in advance so we get better deals, finding those plane tickets. We don't care what airline we fly, so we're looking at all the airlines, trying to find the best deal. We're even willing to fly out of LA or New York or Chicago or Miami, or Dallas or Atlanta, somewhere other than our main city, just to find a good deal, because you can find a cheap flight to one of those airports and get out. And we've saved thousands and thousands of dollars doing that. And I'm telling you, we've saved thousands of dollars on hotels. We got a hotel in Dubai that was like 5 times the price we got it for. One of our friends that we knew, an influencer, flew in last minute, just decided to come join a bunch of us, and they wanted to stay in our hotel. And that's when I found out that it was like crazy more money than what I paid for it. And he was like, how are you guys affording it? And we were just like, we're not gonna tell you our secrets. No, we told him. We're like, dude, you gotta book in advance. So he found this crappy little hotel that was like more than what we paid for ours. And that was just how it was, because it's just, you've got to think about, get that lid off your head that you can't go because you can't afford it. You can afford it. You can afford to go. You can afford to go in style. And hey, everybody's style and luxury bar is different. Some people, it's way up there. They want to spend $1 million. Some people want to spend 1,000. It's just whatever you're comfortable with. But don't go in debt. Don't push yourself past limits for a trip. But don't also think that you just can't go because you don't have the money. Because if you look and search and take the time and are patient and flexible, you can find a great deal, and you can find a deal where you can go in style. Because I always I didn't want to go to Dubai and stay in some cruddy hotel and like not get the Dubai experience. We stayed in Address Sky, this beautiful hotel in the sky with this beautiful pool looking at Burj Khalifa. We also stayed at a beautiful Marriott where we could look out over the water and have breakfast over the water, and like it was just stunning. Our room looked out over the water and it was just so luxurious, but we didn't pay anywhere near what people think we paid. And that's because we searched high and low, hours and hours of research and taking time to do that. And that's what I'm going to help you with on this channel. I want to bring some information to you and take you along on the trips with us, but I also want you to open up your world and think, I can do this too, and I can do it in style. And you might be a millionaire, and so your budget's a little different. You might be, you may make $50,000 a year, and your budget's a little different. But regardless of where you are, you can go and have a great experience and a great time, and do it in style. It may not be the millionaire style, but it's still going to be a nice room, a nice flight, nice food, and you're going to get to see some crazy cool stuff and have those pictures and videos to remember that with your friends and family. So that is my bonus tip. I want you to hit that subscribe button, become part of the Zachus Travel channel. We are the Zachus Nation, Zachus and Zachus Travel. We're here to help you, to serve you, to give you an experience beyond your wildest imaginations. And it's so good to see your beautiful faces. I'm so blessed to have you come and watch my video, and I hope you are blessed wherever you are in the world. And remember, the only way to travel is in style and debt-free. Peace.